So let me bring it.
The Bluetooth device installation was successful.
Rose, are you high? This nigga mad.
Actually,
Game best rapper.
bar for
When did I ever
bar.
say that? When did I ever say I'm the best rapper?
Nigga, you always say, oh, I'm better rapper than you. I'm better
Yeah,
rapper
I'm
than
better
you.
than you.
Nigga,
I think
I
I'm
don't
the
give a
best.
shit.
Okay, so shut the fuck up then.
Then hold your lips and stop talking shit
No,
about
you're
me.
the one that
If you
said
are the
I
best
said
rapper, you don't have to
something.
say it.
I did say I'm
I
the best
mean,
rapper, bro. I'm just better than you, fam.
okay.
You get me?
Parrot Side behind the
Okay.
scenes.
Hey, welcome back to the Parrot Side podcast. Myself, Skills. We got man like Rose.
Yeah, those back, baby.
We have a nigga named Kamal.
Yo, what's up? What's up? All my ups that changed my intro. This is for you niggas, man.
Nigga, shut up. That's for posting that stupid video.
Guy is still on about this vid guy. Let it go, bro. Do like Elsa and let it go. Elsa and let it go. Elsa and let it go.
We've got special guests in the building. Yes, sir.
Bro,
Blankface.
You got man like Blankface, Wagwan, my G.
got
Bet.
Blankface featured on BBC, featured on ITV. Check him out on Spotify on at Blank.
Jeez.
Yeah, he makes some music, R&B slash hip hop, aka Black T-Pain, that kind of music. So if you're into that, give him a follow on Spotify.
Black
This
T-Pain.
guy will not let the T-Pain thing go. He said that I be sounding
Nigga
like
trying to be
T-Pain.
T-Pain, bro. Nigga trying to be T-Pain, man.
It's a Black T-Pain though. T-Pain Black, swear down.
No, Black is an artist, man.
Like,
Got you.
Oh, you know my 6 lakh.
You mean 6 lakh? Nigga put a 6 at the beginning of his name and said we should call him Black. Get out 6 lakh, rubbish.
Yo.
thank you.
Hey, y'all know what it is, boy. Obviously, all three of us same primary school. Greenwood House School. If you know, then you know. Shout out the gang still. We're here to do what we was doing back then in the Power Side. We're here to hang out. Come hang with your boys. Hey, it's a vibe, bro. So obviously, we have our agenda of the day. Um, Agenda number one: open relationships. So, open relationships, is it a taboo? You know, what are we thinking? Blankface, please. Have you been in an open relationship before? What are your thoughts?
Straight
Yeah,
to it.
I won't even lie, man. I was thinking about this, and actually, my first ever relationship was open.
So was it?
So,
Wait. Sorry, before you
Was
continue,
it?
did she know it was open,
Your
or was it just?
first,
I was gonna say. That's
yeah,
what I was gonna say
Did
too.
she know,
Like,
or was
nigga,
it?
you
good to know.
started the
like
game
that's
with two?
interesting. That's an interesting point. But yeah,
Huh?
she knew. Like,
Damn.
spoke about it on
She
a
knew.
real. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Your first
How
relationship?
did you get to that point? Like, did you talk about it or like what happened?
We did speak about it. So like, I can't remember what happened per se, right? But what I remember was, we used to get with each other, and it developed into, a sort of relationship. And I'd
Oh, so it
asked her,
started off as like friends with benefits or something.
pretty much started off like that. And at one point I asked her out, and she was like, "Yeah," which was good. But at the same time, she was like, she doesn't trust me, da da da. And
Okay.
no, I get that. She was like, yeah, she thinks that, oh, if she says yes, I'm just gonna link some other babe that am I seeing anybody at the time? And I was. So I was like, yeah, I'm seeing somebody now too. And then she now got like very annoyed.
Wait,
And
so
I
you
don't
were
know.
seeing somebody before you asked out?
I was gonna say this nigga asked a babe out while he was
This guy is
saying some
player
other
number one, man. Jesus.
this
Man, it's
guy
not
gives
that
no fucks, bro.
we're romanticizing this thing. It's not that deep now. Like there are lots of people that would, they would have to secure, the next move before they drop. But at the same
Okay.
Next
time,
move?
yeah, like if things are like going south, things are going south.
Nigga,
Like
I was stuck in Tetris? What?
No.
Oh my god.
This
All right,
guy.
continue.
But yeah, so like I was seeing someone at the time as well, but it wasn't like, oh, I'm dating or anything. I wasn't dating this other person. We were
Mm-hmm.
just seeing each other. So like, so obviously, like me, I don't know what I said. I'll be honest, but we kind of worked it out, and we're like, okay, well, we could be in an open relationship. I personally think that I googled it somewhere, and then I kind of introduced the idea, but it
Mm-hmm.
worked out, and we saw each other for maybe 3 years.
Oh wow, it's a long
Yeah,
time.
yeah, it was
Wow.
long, long. Like our main
Yes.
rule was that like we were not going to sleep with anyone, so we're not having sex with
Wait,
anyone
wait,
else.
wait, 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 wait,
Wait, so what's
wait,
open
wait,
about it?
wait. So I was gonna say, what is how? So how's that open?
Well, it's open in the sense that like I think a lot of people like they get pleasure by different ways. So it's not every time that it
Okay.
has to be about like just sex.
So
And
you lot can give other people, but not sex, but like gives. So peripherals.
and we were very young, man. Like you got to consider this. I said this was like my first relationship. I'm like what
Mm-hmm.
16 at the time, you know. I don't know. I don't
Okay.
at that point. I
Man
don't
said
even know.
open play, no set pieces. Your rules. Fucking hell, man.
Rules.
But I feel like at that age,
Right.
man, more about like the fact that I could even be seeing one babe self, that was enough. It was never. I think modern day young people now, for them, is really about the sex. But like back in the day,
Mhm.
man, just the fact that yeah, even kissing one babe, you be gas more now. That's the truth.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah,
how
but
it
it is
was.
a bit mad. This guy at 16 years old was exploring open relationships, like from the jump.
Yeah, that didn't
He
come
did
to
not even
mind
like.
at that age at all for me.
I, I, I don't even think I knew what it was. Like honestly, I don't think I even knew what open relationships was.
I feel like I started getting attention from girls from very young. So I developed an understanding of a lot of things quite early. And also
Mhm.
I feel like that's what happened really. I also had a lot of girlfriends, like all these my friends that are girl. So they're learning a lot and they're teaching me because
Mhm.
I'm talking to them a lot.
And these are older girls.
Some of them.
So
It depends
this
now,
so
like, they're
uh-huh.
just people that I know. It's not like, oh, I was chasing them or anything. It was just, they were just girls I spoke to.
Okay. And like your view on okay, so you started open relationships, right? Is that something you would still do today, or do you feel like you don't want to venture into that anymore?
Mm, now I'm still kind of like I'm open to it.
Is
I'm
that your
like,
preference?
is that my preference? No, it's actually not my
Okay.
preference. Like,
So why would you be open to it then?
Yeah.
it's
Like, what is it about it?
the definition of how people call open relationships. Because, like, let's say I want to see two people and we don't have an open relationship, but it's only those two people I'm seeing. Then
Hmm.
it's not really an open relationship, is it?
Do the
What do you
two
mean?
people know about each other
Yeah.
and
It's
they agree
So
to
technically
it?
still open though, isn't it? In a way, or
No,
maybe not.
no, nigga, that's two
I
girlfriends,
mean
bro. That's
that's where
Yeah.
it becomes
that's
confusing,
that's
right?
two girlfriends.
But yeah, but technically I would have two girlfriends and the girls know about each other. But in modern day society, we would just tag it as open. But really that's more of a poly type relationship rather than it
So
being that, you're just seeing other
thi-
people.
this situation you just described, have you done that before?
To be honest, I've tried but I've been unsuccessful.
Think I tried. Okay.
Yeah,
So you were
like
not able to secure the two girlfriends.
I actually tried like on a real, because that to me, I think that would be interesting. Like
So
I've
is
seen
it safe to
that
say?
situation where like, it's kind of in between people, but
Mhm.
it's never like that clear cut. So I don't want to say, oh, I've never seen two people at the time before, but at the same time, it's never been us three as a unit, as a unit. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like, you
yeah,
know, we all know we had a process of how we decided to do it. We have a process of what is allowed and what is not allowed, rather
yeah.
than, oh, I'm just seeing this one here, I'm seeing another one there. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot more substance to the relationship.
Have you ever
Yeah.
been in a conventional relationship, just one on one?
Have I? Oh yeah, like I have. I wouldn't say officially, but in
What do you mean not officially?
because I don't really like labels, so I don't date like, oh,
Yo, it's kind of toxic, man.
well,
This man
I
kind
have
of
a very,
toxic, bro.
I have a very good reason for it, actually that probably change a lot of people's perspective on it. But yeah, I don't really like to date, seriously like that unless it's, I'm going towards a marriage. Do you know what I mean? Something very long term. And if I know I'm not in that space, I just don't partake. I'll create my own relationship outside of that space.
Okay.
Is it safe to say you like to complicate things for yourself?
Complicate, yes, in certain
So,
people's perspective, but
what about in your
you
own
wouldn't know,
perspective?
you wouldn't know what I may have avoided through that complication.
Wait, expand on that. What do you mean?
So now, like, look, I look at the modern dating scene as a lot of people jumping partners. Like they'll
Hmm.
date someone
I
2 months.
agree.
So that means in a year they might have three serious relationships that don't go anywhere. That's a lot
Yeah.
of body one. That's a lot of
Hmm.
trauma too. And now I've completely avoided all of that. I don't have a need to date somebody else. I don't feel the need to do anything really. I just live life. I don't even care if I were to sleep with somebody tomorrow or something like that. I don't feel those kind of natural draws. It's more now I'm content with myself, my space. I know what kind of relationships I want to be in. I know what I would like to try, and I actually just do what I want to do. That's why I say, like, it depends on, it might have complicated the situation, but I've avoided certain situations.
Wait, look, can I ask you something? So, if you were to get into a
Yeah.
relationship today, and the babe is like she wants an open relationship, you'll be cool with it.
I've thought about it, and it's not a matter of if I'll be cool with it. I just have to be like, that's what I've signed up for.
Well, what do
You
you
know,
mean? No, but you can say no.
You can say no, man. Like,
oh,
wait, but you wouldn't mind it, is what you're saying.
I could say no, right? But I wouldn't mind it because I'm going with a mindset of, well, if this is what I want in my relationship, then I have to understand that there is a possibility for that on the flip side. And I need to be cool with that. Do you
Wait,
know
but don't
I
you?
settled it with myself a long
So
time
you'll
ago.
be cool with that necking man down, and then you
I was
come
gonna
back
say,
and
like,
then
doesn't that
And
bother you? Like,
okay, let me ask
does that
you,
not bother you?
like,
she could be necking all these man down, right? But like you've just assumed she's just going to neck man down.
but she is though.
What do you
No,
mean?
but things that you've just assumed this. Now,
That's a
okay,
safe assumption to
starting
make if
from
it's an open relationship though.
I think so too.
I
Yeah.
don't, but it depends on how it's inaugurated, is how the situation comes about.
I don't think
If
the
okay,
bare man are going to
No,
be
no,
down her
no, no, no,
neck.
no, no. I feel like this guy. Are you one of those guys that will say, "Oh, you can do things with girls, but she can't do things with guys"? Are you one of those?
I'm not.
Okay, so if
Okay,
it's
so
a open relationship,
Wait,
then
I have a question. What's the end goal of open relationships?
Well,
so that they
what's
can
the
both be
end
able
goal?
to
I'll
finish.
ask you a counter question. What's the end goal of just short-term relationships?
I mean, first of all, like the term short term is
Like
like, I
for
don't
me,
think
more
first of all, I don't think you need to do that
I
because
think I
a
think
lot
more
of
than
people
this.
don't go into relationships like short term. But like I
Uh-huh.
mean, like companionship, you're looking forward to a future with someone and all of
Mm-hmm.
that. You connect with them emotionally and all. And it seems like you are debating like the whole, like, just like Skills mentioned, like I mean, one of the key components of open relationship is the physical aspect, the sex. And also like if you eliminate that, then like if you eliminate that sex aspect of the physical of the open relationship, then can't the relationship you have with those other people just be equated to a normal friendship?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
mm,
Mm-hmm.
So why then is it like an open relationship? I mean, basically, we know the whole essence of open relationships is because people want to have sex with other people that are not their partner.
mhm,
Personally,
I
that's
I
how I
disagree.
see it.
Oh yeah, sorry, I didn't let you finish, but I was gonna say like at those points when people say that, I like to be like I disagree with that notion. I
mhm.
think
Why?
people are too short term with it because they factor out how organic relationships are formed, and
Mhm,
also when I think about it, would you pick who would you pick as your life partner against just a partner that you think you can be with long term? I personally would pick someone that I've known for a while than someone I've just met and she kind of seemed like the most perfect thing ever.
Wait, so are
Because
you saying that it doesn't matter because you're still going back to the one that you chose to be with?
no, what I'm trying to say is that you can't just equate someone wanting to go into an open relationship to be just physical because it could be they just want to be in that relationship to just deep
I don't know if I agree with
what
you,
they
man.
want to know
you
about
know
each
what?
other in their own relationship.
Skills.
That's
Skills. I'm
that's
gonna use something you said in a past episode here.
All right.
And it's gonna be back into Kubo here. Like, there's a time you said, you can be in a relationship with someone, yeah,
Uh-huh.
but then you're always. I think you give an example of a girl you met at
Oh, and
Zen
then you,
event, or
yeah,
like
like yeah,
and
okay,
then
that
you
the
were like
party,
you
yeah, yeah.
connected and everything at the party, and like
Well,
you're talking
that
about how
was
you
different though
connected and
because that wasn't
you
just a
no no
physical
no
thing.
no wait for
Okay,
people
go
that
on.
don't for people that don't remember the story, but so you basically give an example of how you're in a relationship, she's in a relationship, but you guys
Mhm.
connected, and
Facts.
you were like, if you were not in a relationship, this is someone that you felt was even more compatible than the
Yeah, I'll
person you were
risk it
with,
all.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like for people in open relationships, and I've watched the Jubilee have an episode on this on their YouTube, right?
Hmm.
A lot of them were saying, okay, you have this one person that is like your main partner that you can live with, and this is who you love more than anyone else because you guys just connect on a level, right? But
Hmm.
then there's other people that you may form that like intimate sort of relationship, like maybe this girl that you met at the party that you felt like is
Hmm.
someone you could see yourself with. So
Hmm.
those are the people that they experience on the side, but in short bursts. So it's not a thing where like they can live with them and be with them 24/7, but they can be
Okay.
with them for some hours and travel with them for like a getaway trip. And yes, there's the physical aspects involved, but it's more of a
Uh-huh.
companionship accompanied with the physical things rather than like a
Okay, but
long-term relationship.
in that type of scenario, wasn't it then more? Is open relationship then the answer? Why shouldn't it be more like, okay, do you know what? I vibe more with this person, so let me end it with my current person and move on to this person.
Because they
Um,
don't
what you
vibe
see that
more on every level with that person.
I
It's
mean,
just
they'll,
on some levels.
I think
okay,
actually the best way to look at it is okay, what are the conditions of your relationship? Just because you want to have only one person doesn't
mm-hmm.
mean another person wants to have one. There are many like guys and girls that do want to see more people, but within like, sensible kind of boundaries.
Do you feel like
And
that's
that's
common amongst girls, though? I think it's more common amongst guys.
Oh my God, we're getting into this again.
it's not about like
No, I'm not saying like it's one or the other. I'm just saying like I feel like it's more
yeah,
common amongst
exactly.
guys. Yeah,
It's more
which
common among guys to do what, like to
like to
see
want to
more.
see other people. Yeah, in like a
Yeah,
more open relationship
I think
manner. Yeah.
actually guys, a lot of guys do that, and this is why like I don't understand some of the shame that is associated with it, because guys do this anyway. They see multiple people anyway. Whether there are a lot of guys that do within relationships,
Oh, you're saying
and
guys are going to do that anyways. Even okay, I see.
this is what I mean. Like, why toxify this space when you can be honest with what you want? I feel like
But then
guys
that's the
that suck
thing. These guys, they
that
don't want open
relationship,
relationships.
They
that's
want
too
to
bad.
be able
They
to
don't
do
want
it, but
open
not the girl to
relationships.
be
They
able to
want,
do it.
yeah, they want
Let's be
to be able
real.
to do
Let's
it, but
be
they don't
real.
want the babe
Like,
to do it.
as much as there are babes that will be screaming, "Oh yeah, well, I want to fuck other people too," da da da. If they like the person they are with, they are not going to be moving like a hoe. This is why I called out the assumption earlier when
This
you're like,
nigga in your Marsa episode, bro. That's
it's gonna be
facts.
down. Like this, you see, is the mentality.
Skills, man.
I'm not
Facts, bro.
saying
You
that there are
didn't
no
believe me,
babes.
bro.
I'm
It's facts.
not saying that there are no babes that they're on a whole level like that.
But
But if you actually level with certain babes,
uh-huh.
you can get a lot out of it. And it's also the type you're looking for. There's a reason why they have social medias for all these swingers, the ones that swap couples, the
Mhm.
open guys. There's a reason, because they have a community of people that are just regular blokes, that have regular needs, that have certain boundaries. That's why I mean, like, there are many like that. And you can't use just the whole example to explain for so many.
Facts.
Hey, let's open the floor up on the skills, right? Let's not use open relationship because I know you won't allow your babe to be seeing other niggas on the side. Let's say it was okay. Would you, in your ideal scenario, right? Would you want a situation where you can see other girls but she can't, and she's cool with that? Like
I
she's
mean,
cool with not seeing other guys, but you can.
Yeah, for sure.
okay. If we're gonna keep it a buck 50 plus tax, yeah. Like here's the thing. Most guys, not all guys, but most guys would agree to that. They'll be like, well, yeah, if I can see other babes, she's is cool, whatever, she can't see other guys. Most guys would agree to that. But like I'm more than okay, Sha, to be honest, because I don't want her to see other people. Like I'm more than okay keeping it monogamous. Like I'm fine with that. Like I'm fine with that. I'll say.
But you see,
Um,
this is what I mean. Okay?
if I met
Like,
Zendaya though, all bets are off. But like for the most part, for the most part, nah, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, I'll hold it. I'll hold it down. It's
yeah,
all good.
like the justice Zendaya. You come
Yeah,
out
fam.
time when I was obsessed with Zendaya. I
Aren't you still, or did that change?
It didn't really change, but I'm just trying to keep that G
I think I've
level.
had a crush on Zendaya for a decade, bro.
Well, we
Rose,
have
Rose, same
competition
question to
because
you, sir.
skills here too.
Yeah, Rose, same question to you. What would you venture out or alpha?
Rose will say no.
Will
I'm
I
sure he was.
venture out? Guy, I don't even like the scenario.
Wait, why? Wait, why?
Guy, both of them, they it just rubs you. It rubs somehow, guy.
Wait, why? I said if she's cool with you seeing other girls and she's cool
Oh,
with also not seeing other guys, would you see other girls?
nah.
I told you. Come on,
Why
what
not?
about you? But
Wait, no, why not? Why not?
Guy, you gotta be faithful to one woman, bro. You don't
But
need
she's
more.
giving you the green light though. That's what she's giving you the
Yeah, even
green light.
if she's giving me the green light, I mean, it doesn't make sense to me.
Why? Why not though?
Well, first of all,
I'm
like,
all said you need to go out there and press.
No, no, no. I just wanted to see to know his reasons.
No, no,
Like,
it's just
what is his reason?
it's good.
I mean, first of all, like, there's the religious aspect of it,
I
of
knew
maintaining
it.
one partner. I
Mhm,
know. I mean, like Kamal say, I'm a religious guy. Uh,
mhm,
yeah, the religious aspect of that. And in addition to that, I mean, like being with one partner is I also believe that it helps protect your mental space and all, because I feel like
mhm,
as human beings we all have the amount of emotions we can, give out and all of
mhm,
that. And the honest truth is that, like, even when you're stepping out, you're doing all of these things by the side. First of all, you have to consider that there's every chance that you could get STDs. That's one thing.
mhm,
Yo.
Two, there's every chance that you could build another emotional connection with that person. And before you know it,
mhm,
you're thinking, oh, let me sever the relationship with my current partner and just move on to this next person
mhm,
and all of that. And that's one of the reasons why, like, it literally doesn't make any sense. Because if for each time you find yourself in that scenario, you're just going to step out, I mean, like, probably end up like Nick Cannon, bro. Have kids scattered around all the continents of the world, guy.
woman everywhere.
Like, nah, man. I don't think that's ideal. Because, okay, she gives you the pass. You meet another person, and, oh, all of a sudden you fall in love with that person and decide, oh, you don't want to be with your current girlfriend again because that person wants you to be exclusive to just her. Okay, you sever the relationship with your original partner, you start relationship with somebody else, and then you eventually go out and step out with somebody else again. I mean, it's just a continuous cycle.
Mhm.
And
I mean,
personally, it's not
I feel like
ideal.
you make some I feel like you make some good points. But also this is why in Islam you're allowed to marry more than one wife. So it's not. So
But
excuse
Kamal,
me,
would
I
you
gotta
want to
ask you.
marry more than one wife?
I mean, right now I would say no, because that's not the space I'm in. But down the line, you never really know. And one point you made was you said you feel like having one wife is better for you emotionally. I don't know if I agree with that or one girl, because I feel like people have different qualities, and one woman may have qualities that the other woman doesn't have. So if or even if you fight with one person, you can go to someone else that can like calm
What's
you
the
down
guarantee
and
that both of you won't fight? Both of them will not fight with you at that same moment.
That's like unlikely,
I
though. Like
mean,
in a general
yeah, it's
sense.
just
You're
unlikely,
saying it's
but yeah.
unlikely, but there's a possibility. I mean,
I mean,
Yeah,
if you
but
have two wives, you can't
even if that
be beefing
happens,
both of them at the same time. Like,
yeah, like I don't really yeah, it's relevant
Same.
really, even if it does happen. But I'm saying I feel like you're more likely to be grounded when you have multiple people than one, in my opinion. I'm not saying go and marry five
yeah, you
wives or
can have
six wives.
friends then.
I mean, you
Uh-huh.
can, but you can also have wives that you live with and you can be with
You guys say you
physically.
can
Yeah,
also have wives. What?
yeah, yeah. I mean, you can. You
Rose was the
can,
same one
bro.
that said on the pod that, oh, all she has to do is rub my head. Nigga,
Yeah,
friends ain't
exactly.
rubbing your head,
Like,
nigga. You got wives.
yeah, like,
Hey, I'm
bro,
not
you
talking
literally
about.
the
I'm
same
not
guy.
talking.
Like, guy asked you, would you spend time with me or your babe? And you said 4 to 5 times you're spending time with your babe. And now you're telling me about friends. What? Like, clearly you don't rate your friends,
Oh no,
bro.
you trying to
Like,
switch,
what
nigga?
you?
Nah, bro.
Yeah, like, what you mean?
Of
No,
course,
but
I'm
seriously,
spending time with
I
my
do
babe,
think,
bro. But
yeah,
my point is that,
yeah.
like, even if, like,
Imagine you had two of
even if,
those though. You had two of them to rub your head, man. Like,
oh
imagine
my
that.
god,
That's
Oh,
funny.
God.
no,
I think
that's not an ideal
I
situation.
think what Rose is
Seriously, do
saying
you
is
think you can get bored with one person? Do you think you could get bored?
See,
Seriously, like,
the reality of it is that, like, it's not every time that, like, things are going to be so smooth or so sweet or so interesting and all. And that's pretty much where commitment comes in. I know. That's why people make marriage vows. You say you'll be this person through thick and thin, through all of the situations and all of that. So, I mean, definitely there will be times when things will get boring. But then that's why like you have to be intentional in your relationships. I mean, if things are getting boring, if things are not getting interesting, I mean, both parties can always discuss and say, like, look, I'm not really enjoying how things are now. I think we should go out, we should try and do new stuff and all, just get that mojo going or get that
Actually,
fire
on
burning,
on that
basically.
line of what you're saying now, can a possible solution be let's spend time away from each other?
Nah, that doesn't make sense.
But why though? Why though? Wait,
But
why?
that's actually healthy, like, time apart. It's not like
Yeah,
as if you're with anyone else, but just time apart.
yeah, because the
It's
scenario being
Nah, that
painted
doesn't make
is
sense to me, Sha. Time
so.
apart.
Rose,
Wait, wait.
from a
So
personal
what
perspective.
what guarantee that it's just like when people say, "Oh, I'm taking a break from a relationship." I mean, like, no. What exactly does that do?
I don't
Well,
know. Well, I'm not necessarily saying take a
I don't know
break
why
and
you
go and
took the break,
see
to be
other
fair.
people. I mean, I'm not
Yeah, yeah.
necessarily
I know. I'm not
okay.
even looking at things from seeing other that perspective of seeing other people. But like,
Just taking a
what
break.
exactly does that do?
I think it gives you a chance to
Reflect.
yeah, breathe your own air. Cause like here's the thing. You mean I mean like I don't know, man. Cause I've
I
always had
mean,
this
guy,
thought.
the moment you signed up for to get married,
No, but
you
that
signed up
no,
for not breathing your own air, bro.
not really. No, you signed up to have a life partner, and that's my thing. Is because I think I was asking this to some other Nigerians before, like, because like I'm more introverted than like most people now. So it's like okay, like how does marriage work for an introvert? Because like at some point you're going to want your own personal space. It doesn't mean
Yeah,
you don't
yeah.
love the other person. You know what I'm
I've
saying?
thought
But that's
about
just
that
it.
too. I said I've thought about
I
that
mean,
too.
that's why
Yeah.
before you get married, you can discuss these things, guy.
No, but people don't understand that because Nigerians don't come and say, no, you have to love. No, everybody like that. So if in that situation it's like, okay, things are getting boring, which they probably will in any long-term relationship, it's like, why can't you
Okay.
then be like, you know what? Let's breathe for a second. You know what I'm saying? Why does it have to be? Let's go out. Let's go to Peru. Let's go to Germany. What? Chill. You know what I'm saying?
Alternatively, you can go and meet your second wife so she can rub your head instead.
Shit. You know, he's spitting. He's spitting. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
that was
So wait, come out. If
very
you marry two wives, would the three of you be staying in the same house, or you have a separate house for one other wife?
I mean, separate houses. It won't be the same, like, it won't be the same house. And what do you mean by
So
same house?
one
Like,
week,
we're
one
sharing the
week could
room for
be
like all
with
of
this
us.
wife, one week could be the other wife. How does
No,
that
like,
work?
it'll be like two
the biggest
days
neighbor,
each,
and
something
they
like
just
that.
have their own
Like 2 days
houses.
here, 2 days there.
So what if one wife, let's say you're in Abuja now, if your other wife stays in like Lagos now because she works there, how are you
I
going
wouldn't
to
do
do
that.
that?
I wouldn't do that though.
wait, why do they even have to be separate houses though? Why can't they be in the same house?
Yes, I mean, what do you mean by house? Like, are we
Like
all in the
living
same
house, like where you
space?
guys are
Yeah,
staying,
but
you
are we in this?
get.
Okay, so I can give you an example. The way my house right now is the same compound, but it's two houses in one compound. So from the
Oh,
outside, it
got
looks
you.
like one big house, but it's separated. So yeah, but it's the same compound,
So
but
they'll be in the
they're not,
same. They'll be in the
they
same
don't see each
compound.
other. Yeah, but they don't see each other at all. Like they're completely separated.
Yes, yes, yes.
So that's what I'm saying. What do you mean by same house? Do you mean they're in the same space? Like they literally see each other every day? Because that's I don't think that works. I just feel like the conflict and jealousy will be a bit too much. But I feel if there's that separation, then you can navigate things a little bit better.
That's stressful for you, though. I'm
Conflict
not gonna
and
lie, but
jealousy.
like,
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, that's one of the things that like draws me back from marrying multiple wives. And like the stress, like I just feel it's just a very stressful
that's
situation to
that's
deal with
exactly
all
that's
that.
exactly what I'm
Like,
saying. I mean,
big
because
thing,
you have so
guys,
much you can give,
or
pretty much,
What
multiple.
do you
in
mean? Like
terms
what am I
of
giving?
emotion, guy.
What,
But you'll be pulling
listen,
yourself, and guy, I don't know if it's worth it, yeah.
Now I feel like it takes a
after
certain
10 years
type
of marriage, man, I don't
to
know.
be able to manage multiple, and it also takes a certain type of experience. Like there's a reason why all these celebrity characters they always date.
Experience.
Yeah, like when I mean experience, I don't mean dating wise. I mean just how dating works for you. Like you have people that they would actually think about the person they like, and then they'll walk up the courage and ask, and just by chance she happens to, be like, okay, let me give this guy a chance. And then you have certain people that They open their phone and Yansh is there. That's a whole different experience. So like the way they
I'm
would
think
see dating is going to be very different. I feel like people don't consider that. It takes a certain type of
Yeah.
person to understand if you're used to that experience of fast life babes, to
mhm,
you handling two babes at the time is not an issue because
it's not a
maybe
big
10
deal. Yeah,
babes
exactly.
is linking you. Do you know what
But
I
then,
mean? Like
but then that's living fast life, babes, is different from having two wives. Because if you are living fast life, that means you are
don't
actively
don't don't,
not
don't
looking for like some
generalize,
form of long-term commitment.
don't generalize it to be like that. Just because you attract so many doesn't mean you entertain as many. That's
Facts.
why,
So
you know what I
what
mean?
then do you mean by fast life?
Well, fast life meaning that every day someone is hitting on you. Like there are people that live like this is how
Then
babe.
what connotes doesn't like the fact that you are entertaining this hitting on per in quotes, doesn't that connote the fast life? I mean,
No,
because
It's not
if
the
you are
bad, bro.
describing it as if
it's
you are
not
describing it
guy,
as fast life,
not the
that
guy
means
hitting on the babe. I'm just saying that it could be very well a situation of just babes hitting on the guy. It's not like you could be standing and oh a babe has come to try and flirt with you. And that's the normal situation.
And
Do
there's
you
guys
get
like
what
that, to be honest.
who
There
is
are
like
guys
that?
like that. I mean, I know one of my guys with the Kuba, you know him too. That nigga just attracts. I don't know
Oh,
what
oh,
it is,
oh, I
but
know exactly,
yeah,
exactly.
I'm sure you know who it is. Like, it's just
I
easy,
said,
man. I don't know
"Damn."
what it is, but it just happens that way, man. It just happens.
But I'm not trying to say that's just justification for it. I'm just trying to say that same people are built for different types of, sexual experiences or relational experiences. Because for them it's normal. Like for some of these celebrities, it's very normal. I'll be how many 10,000 babes want to sleep with one guy. Why will you ever care? Like,
See, that's what I was going to say. So that then brings me to my next test because so for a guy, from a guy perspective, is do you feel I've heard the same before, is guys are only as loyal as their options. So if you're a celeb, you know what I'm saying, and you hold down a babe, you wife the thing, that's your wife. But not for nothing, you step out, other babes want to get at you. You know what I'm saying? So like what is that like then? Do you then can you then give without emotion, go back and be like, oh, but you're still my wife? I feel like babes take relationship very personal, so they don't really want to share you. But I feel
I mean,
like
it is personal, to be fair.
yeah, but I feel like at a certain level, like it's just going to come with the territory. Like if you're dating a Drake,
that's why I think, yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Yeah,
Mm.
I don't know though. I don't know.
No, I agree with that. I
And
think on a certain aspect, like I'm not trying to say, oh, saying men don't have responsibilities to maintain their marital vows and things, but there's a certain territory you reach that babes constantly trying to sleep with this guy or him having these options is just part of the territory because
mhm,
you're not the only one that has his attention, that wants his attention, and it's not just one, it's tens of thousands, it's hundreds of thousands. He's going to be very desensitized to, oh, let me just sleep with somebody. For other guys, sleeping with another person, like, oh shit, I'm going to have to maintain. For this guy, is on tap. He opens the tap. If he's sad, oh, open tap, smash baby. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think for
especially
some
if he's like
Yeah,
used to doing that before he ever committed to someone. Like,
before he ever
if that was
commits
your
to
life
yeah,
before,
yeah. Facts, facts,
like,
facts,
it's hard
facts,
to
facts.
just suddenly switch up and say, I'm going to be loyal to this
Yeah,
one
once
person.
you've been on
I don't think,
streets, yeah, facts.
yeah, I don't think it's a coincidence that so many people cheat. Like, people try to say it's cheating. It's just you're just a bad. I don't think it's a coincidence that it happens so often, man. Like, there's a reason. Like Rose, I know you're on your monogamous peer and everything, and be loyal and be faithful, but like, bro, it happens too much, man. Both boys, girls, whatever. Like, there's a
I'll
reason this
say
shit
nine
happens, man.
but at the end of the day, it's
relationships.
still a choice.
It's a choice, but
Yeah,
at what
first,
point
first.
is it? At
But
what point is it human
The way
nature?
it's
If it
going on right
just
now,
happens
I
that
feel
way.
like people
nah.
are just lying to themselves. Because I can tell you 9 out of 10, I don't know the actual stats, but I'll say 9 out of 10 relationships or people that have been in relationship, they'll tell you they've been cheated on. I'm like, what kind of stats is that?
Yeah, actually, yeah. Most people you talk to that have been in multiple relationships will say they've been cheated on.
Well, I think okay. But the general thing is, we can agree that okay, for guys, there's always going to be that want, like, oh, like I want to give that babe or give that babe. But like, I don't know, man. I half agree with Rose in the sense of like, okay, yeah, you should at least try to be faithful because it's still going to be trust at the end of the day. So like, I'm on that wave. But like for me, like I
But you
said, if you
try and you fail
Exactly.
though.
You don't
if you try, okay,
accidentally cheat.
Can I ask a question to
But why do you
skills?
keep failing, man? That's my
wait,
question. Why
Blankface,
do you
what you
keep
say?
failing?
Let me ask you a
You keep
question
failing
about
because you're not
why do you
exhibiting
feel like
self-control.
Shut up,
what
man.
I feel like a lot of people think guys that do some of this like open relationship, they just don't have self-control. But then why do people feel, I'm just trying to ask in general to everybody as well, why do people feel that way? That guys that are not in long-term committed relationship, they somehow can't control themselves. Like I'm curious about that mentality.
So they feel like, well, if you're not in a long term relationship, then you're just out here on streets giving.
You know what I mean? Like just on streets every day.
I don't know. I don't know what. Do you know what, do? I don't know because I feel like there's a general mindset that, or the general thing that women think about men, like, because I've heard it so many times from like even some of my female friends, like, oh, you're probably just out there sleeping around, you're probably just a player, and I'm like, those aren't most guys, though. Like, it doesn't happen like
Yeah.
that for most guys. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really know why they think. They probably think like because they're all fucking with the same guy. You know what I'm saying? And that's them guys.
Maybe you should put like 10 guys in,
That's
in a pool or something. It's the same two or
Yeah,
three guys that are just jumping around from babe to babe and they
facts.
just associate
And
guys as
I've
if
met them guys too. Like them niggas they don't give a fuck, man.
but okay, but I want to ask the question around though. Like, what do you think, Kamal? Why do you think, that assumption is placed on people?
I feel like if you want to be in an open relationship, the assumption will be you want that because you want to be able to sleep with other people and not just this one person, right? I feel like it, for most people, that's what open relationships are. It's you're committed to, or not committed to. You have your main, but then you have your sides that you can do your thing to. And the concept of not being able to commit to just that main, if from in most people's heads, means you don't have the self-control to commit to that just that one person. So I feel like that's why they correlate the two, if that makes sense to you.
Mm.
Bars. Mm, that's deep. I get that.
He's Spain, he's Spain, he's Spain.
On that.
Ah,
Kawako is
I'm
very
glad to
gassy. Like that, But you know what? I actually like to think about what skills is saying here because I think that's more the reality. Because a lot of guys are not really on some next whole thing. Like it's actually stressful for certain guys to
Fuck.
sleep with many people. Like I know certain friends of mine. Like for them, it's too much stress. Like the one baby is enough.
it's a lot
Um,
of work. Let's be real. It's a
they
lot of
love
work.
work, But for certain guys, it's not even like that. In fact, they're doing five, and that would be average. It,
That's
it's
madness.
Five.
kind of, I feel. I think it's
Yeah,
a
that's a
mad that
lot, fam.
it's a lot for some. I think, but it's not a lot for a
Like
lot of
it's a
people.
lot. Period. What you five?
Yeah, that's mad. That's
Never
madness.
met, never met these street guys. I think it's a lot too. Don't get me wrong, me personally, but I've seen some people that juggle it like no issues, because I think is people need more education in how those spaces operate. Maybe they are seeing like five people, but how often are they seeing these people? What reasons are they having? Things like that. Like I know certain people, they're just businessmen. They don't really have time, and they would have maybe their girl in London, and they've been seeing that one for like a year. Have another one in Spain, seeing that one for like a year. But these guys are like they have the money for it too, so it's just traveling around. And they've
Yeah,
been seeing
I don't
they've
know
been
about
seeing
that,
each
man.
other for a while. They know about it, and they might, and then if they're going other places, they might deviate and stuff. But these are like they have their own way of organizing the relationship that works, and it's working for
Fair enough,
some
man.
people.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
That's just mad to me. I don't know, man.
it's mad though. But see, like for them, they have the option. Look at them, PDD. Like let's be honest. Like if you want to give good examples of some of these, look at someone like PDD or Future,
Mm.
Offset, all these like notable, kind of guys. These guys are not seeing one person. They're
Yeah.
not seeing. person to save your life.
What about it?
Man, I
So,
think
what is it looking like from a girl perspective, though? 'Cause I've also heard from some of my female friends like it's men are going to cheat anyways. It's basically the general thing. So, like, is it
is that still the vibe amongst modern women?
for the most part? Yeah, I think so. I think so. Yeah, I
I
think
think
so.
you think most of our friends now think guys are gonna
100%.
cheat. I don't think so. I actually don't think so.
I don't know. I'm still hearing that. Well, I
I feel like
mean, go on.
most of them would be like they spoke to their auntie and their mom and their mom or auntie said, you know, you shouldn't leave a man if he cheats because men are going to be men are going to cheat anyway. And then they would be like, nah, maybe them they are cool with their men cheating and them taking them back, but her she will not accept. That's what they say. The
Yeah,
ones
no,
I
I'm
know
agree with
anyway.
you.
That's
Yeah,
what
yeah,
they
yeah.
say.
That's basically okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. That's yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I
Yeah,
think
so I
I
don't know
think
if the
it's
modern woman still
a
thinks that way.
very I think it's a hard thing for babes. I think for a lot of babes, it's more about the frequency of sexual violence and how certain men just mishandle their affection. So there's just this constant. I feel like that's what's stemming a lot of the constant hate, and I don't really think a lot of guys are like that. Not that I'm saying, not invalidating anyone's opinion, but I
yeah.
genuinely think there are a lot of guys that have great characters and of
No,
a
I think most guys would
yeah.
yeah, they are good guys. Like they definitely are good guys. But the reason why women they come and say men are scum is because they're fucking with the same nigga. And of course he's scum. He got options.
You want to
You
say
know what I'm
that,
saying?
but you know what I mean? Or they're going for the same type of guy.
Facts. You know what I'm
Or
saying?
they had
Just
a bad
going for
experience. You can have a bad experience with a good person too. Like it doesn't
you
mean
kind
True.
of
like
True, true,
it might
true.
not be like he cheated on you or anything. It could just be he broke your heart and
True.
that's enough for
That's
you to think this nigga is trash.
that's true.
but I
True.
also think like we should also hold guys accountable to an extent that a lot of guys need to sort their shit, quite frankly, like learn how to cook. It's only in UK that I've come that I've seen that there are guys my age that their mom is still doing their laundry. That's to me. No, no, no.
Yeah, that's wild, bro. I had a
The thing
flatmate who
actually,
couldn't cook anything.
those
Like he could
those
only
kind of
buy prepared
information that
food.
will shake you. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah,
I don't
that's
remember the last time my mother did that. I really don't remember. But I think a lot of guys need to like buck up, like learn how to cook, learn how to work, learn how to do certain things.
at least the
Y-
basics, the fundamentals. To be able to know how to
Yeah,
do all that. And
yeah. I think a lot of like modern guys, not modern. I want to say young men. They don't put enough value to it. It's more about how many bodies they can rack up against self development.
Mm.
first.
Alright, bet. Yeah, let's wrap up the thing, fam. Let's wrap up the thing. Final thoughts, Rose. What you say?
Man, open relationships. Well, I'll just say it's not for me because I feel like one person is enough for each person, to be honest. And instead of dividing your emotions between several people, I feel if you have one person, you should just give them your everything, pretty
Rose, can I
much.
can I ask you a
And
hypothetical? Let's
go
say
ahead.
just hypothetical. I mean, don't you ain't gotta react. It ain't gonna happen. But let's say your babe is like, "Oh, let's try stepping out together, see other people." How you reacted to that?
Obviously, like
If it's high
I'm not
again.
obviously I'm not going to take that too well because I've never. The funny thing is, in one of my previous relationships, my babe at the time, she
Mhm.
she asked me a very weird question. She asked me like, if we were to have a threesome, which girl would I want to join them? And I didn't
Hell,
have an
Jacob.
answer because that has never come to my mind. I never want to do that. But funny thing is, she had someone on her mind, and I was like, it was disturbing. It was
Girl
actually
or
quite
guy?
disturbing. Huh?
Is
She had
Guy now,
was it a girl or a guy?
a
she had a
guy.
girl? Oh, a guy.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I don't know about that
Like
one.
it was actually quite
Like
kind
How
of
did that
disturbing when
relationship
I
no
end,
heard it.
Rose? Rose, what
no
ended that
one
relationship?
No, that the relationship I was facing some bit of emotional challenges, so I had to
Because
end the relationship. But it wasn't because of that, Sha. At the point, like I just found it was weird. It was weird. Because the fact that she asked me the question, then the fact that she had someone in mind, it was
this was someone you knew. It wasn't like a celebrity or
no.
anything.
She didn't even tell me who the person was. She just told me that she had someone, but like I don't know. It was weird.
That's
So
interesting.
personally, like I would feel definitely somehow. So I don't know.
At least
Just
you know what you want. You know. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
all.
no. Do you know
yeah.
why? Do you know why I asked Rose in particular? Because Rose is giving his vibe is like, oh, if he's in a committed relationship, he's going to love the babe like to death, like everything. He's going to love deeply. So I'm like, since if that's what she now wants, won't you now do it in the spirit of love or no? You know what I'm saying?
Nah, bro.
that's
Because if like I
um
love my babe and she's like, oh, let's step out, let's see other babes. Like I don't know, man. I don't know. I feel you though. I might see other babes and then sabotage her one so like she doesn't able to see anybody else. That's probably what I'll do. That's probably
You
what I'll do.
can you see?
I think all in all for me, I think it's people should not put too much pressure on themselves. Like I think a lot of young people they always feel some kind of way about admitting what they want from a relationship, and it shouldn't be
Mhm.
that way. Whether you want to be in an open one, straight, wherever, queer, just do your thing. Just make sure that you're positive. And I feel like if you know you're going to cheat, just join the open people, like learn how to cooperate in that space. I think for a lot of men, it's too toxic if you're in a committed space and you're cheating. Like it's
Mhm.
more toxic for yourself than the relationship self. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
don't lie to yourselves. That's why I'm like, as much as people want to hit on it, I think open relationships can be very positive. And it's not all about sleeping around. Don't feel like you need to sleep with anybody. Just be
Facts.
yourself, what you need to do.
Facts.
Makes a fair point. Makes a fair point. I don't even like
Facts.
spitting.
Come on, final thoughts, man.
Yeah, I mean, similar to what Blankface just said. Like, if you're like, just do your thing. Whatever you can handle, do whatever you can handle, really. But just be honest in whatever you're doing. Say if you want to be in an open relationship, just make sure your partner is on the same page. And if that's not what you want, then same thing. Just make sure your partner is on the same page. Because the last thing you want to do is be cheating on someone because really, really, you can't be monogamous, but you feel like you have to acquiesce to societal standards to be monogamous. Like, there's too many people in this world that someone is gonna have the same point of view as you. So just find someone that's on the same frequency, and I think you'll be fine. I don't think it's the big taboo that everyone says it is. Like, I'm not on Rose's side, and at the same time, I'm not on Blackface's side, but I'm somewhere in the middle. Like yeah,
Nigga, you
you can do
can't
your
be in the
thing.
middle. It's either you're one for one or you're for the other.
I
Well,
strongly
I'm
think you can
well.
in this situation, man. No, you can because it's
Nah,
two
this
guys.
Kamal guy is always trying to use some mumbo jumbo language to sit in the middle. Pick a side, nigga.
From the
What you
situation.
mean, bro?
I don't even know if I had a side in this conversation, but I'm okay.
I'm always on the side. What you mean? No, but seriously, like I just don't think it's as black and white. I definitely don't think everyone can be monogamous because, like I said, it's not a coincidence that so many people cheat. And I've said this in multiple episodes. Polygamy is a thing for a reason. Like I
Yeah,
just it just doesn't make sense to me. And I also don't think everyone is built to be in polygamous relationships. Because like
agreed.
even if you take a survey of the four of us, at least three out of the four of us aren't comfortable with our girl seeing another guy on the side. Like we just can't. It's just not a thing we can think of. But at the same time,
See,
we
to be honest,
can
I feel like
kind of
everybody's
see us
deceiving
in a girl.
themselves, even those people that are in open relationship. Because if they show you video of them clapping your babe's cheeks, oh my
Yo, wait,
god,
yo,
oh
But no,
my
but
god.
people, but there's no, but Rose, the swingers, right? Who
wait.
do it together?
Just assume
The
everybody
swingers who
assumes
do it
the
together,
shoes
bro.
of it.
Like they do it together, and they see it right in front of them. Like they definitely
Allow.
don't care. Yeah,
Like
But
it's
I
one of
don't think
those.
come out. I
I
don't
feel
think
like
the
that way,
swingers are doing
that
it
way
in
can
front.
Swingers are even the worst. Like,
You
you
don't
have a
think what?
partner. Swingers, you
Uh-huh.
have a partner you're seeing, and then both of you are swinging partners with other
Yeah, I
partners.
promise you,
Oh,
one
yeah,
person is
exactly.
uncomfortable because it's always somebody
Nah,
else's suggestion.
nah,
Wait,
nah, nah,
There's
nah.
always
wait,
one person. Ah, babe, do you
Nah, there's
think we should
people.
do this? And we're
There's
like, oh yeah, yeah, let's try it.
wait.
Nigga is dying on
that's
the inside.
no, but Rose. Okay, so Rose, if one of those people, the person that suggested, you're agreeing that that person who suggested is comfortable with it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why can't you find two people that are comfortable with it? It's not that far fetched, man.
Nah, I don't think so, bro.
I
In
Nah,
a
don't
but
think
Rose,
it's
if you can
monogamous relationship,
find one person, then
and
It's
I don't
somebody
think
very
it's
all
far
of a
fetched.
sudden wants to
You
be,
can find someone else.
I think people are
uh,
just like, people just need to be more honest with themselves. Point and blank. Just be honest. If you like, believe, even people that are dating right now, they're babes. They may not be as loyal as they think, as you might think the babe is. You never know in this life right now.
But I also kind of agree with Rose in the sense of like a lot of these guys that like are stepping out and they're like, oh, my babe can also step out. If they show them a picture like that,
The
I
way
feel like
they
they
will
might lose it.
yeah, they will lose it.
They will lose
Oh my
it.
god, I'm gonna lose it.
You
I'm gonna
might
lose
lose
it.
it. I feel like I
and that's
agree
the
though.
worst night. But it's the same vice versa. Imagine if someone saw you saw your own girlfriend, the one you're still dating, sleeping with somebody else. This is vice versa now.
I don't think if she saw you sleeping with somebody else.
No, like if you saw a video of
Uh-huh.
the baby you're seeing right now sleeping
Uh-huh.
with someone else, it's not that far fetched. Even
Like
though
the context, is it like in present, like during your relationship, or in the past?
yeah, in presence during the relationship.
And that's cheating now. Your girlfriend
Yeah,
is cheating
cheating.
on you now.
Of course, but you see, like this is the thing, right? They flipped it on in the open space, be like, they will never like it, even though they are accepting it. But in the reverse, in normal relationship,
But
they are
we're not meant to like cheating in a normal relationship now.
Yeah.
you know what
But
I
like,
mean? Like, have
aren't
you not
there?
seen those
Wait, aren't there
videos of
guys?
them exposing the babes, like giving somebody else's, but they are dating someone live?
Aren't
It's
there
peak.
guys who genuinely get off on their partner like seeing someone else or sleeping with someone else?
Uh,
Those guys do exist. Yeah, I forget. There's a name for it. I forget.
Yeah, the cocks, aren't they? Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
cock,
that's kind of weird,
something like that.
Like, jeez.
Yeah,
The
I'm saying
fuck?
all these guys exist.
yeah,
Yeah,
Like, there's definitely
true.
people that don't
it's-
that like
man,
don't mind their partner seeing someone else. Like, it's a thing.
That's mad, though. Jeez.
everybody be healthy.
Y'all be safe out there and shit, bro. You know what I'm
Y'all
Yeah,
be
y'all be
saying?
safe,
safe
bro.
out there.
Yeah.
Crazy world we live in. You know what I'm saying?
Alright.
All right. Yo, spin your boys on the fucking Parrot Side podcast, man. Hey, y'all know what it is. Shout out to gang still. Blankface, thanks for coming on. It's been a vibe. It's been a vibe. It's been
Been
an
a
Bless.
interesting
vibe.
conversation.
Very interesting.
You know what I'm
Guys,
saying?
my new song is out on the 7th of December, so check that out.
What's it called?
You know what? Like, I don't mind plugging it,
Jump.
but because like I didn't ask, I was going to ask you like, oh, do you want to plug anything? But you already plugged yourself. So now I'm angry. So I'm going to remove what you just said. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, ain't checking nothing out, bro.
This
Hey,
nigga be hating, bro.
it rates us 5 stars on Spotify, man. Y'all know what it is, man. Shout out to guys, man. Peace.
Peace.
Peace out, man.
Yeah, peace out. Stay monogamous.